It's Hyper Halloween.
So I'm not the biggest fan of zombie movies. Honestly, zombies have always kind of creeped me out. That being said, there are tons of good zombie films that I regularly turn to when I need a zombie fix. Night of the Living Dead is one of those go-tos. George Romero is what many call the father of modern-day zombies. He changed the definition of zombie from being, voodoo-related to flesh-eating cannibals. And funny enough, he didn't even use the word zombie to do that. In Night of the Living Dead, the zombies are called ghouls. Night of the Living Dead has also been said that it takes on a lot of social topics at the time, such as war and racism. It's also said to shine a light on the flaws within media and government as well. There's also a lot of cool symbolism throughout the film as well. You see, while there are literal monsters walking around, the real monsters of the film are the people. They argue, bicker, and fight with one another instead of working together. Everyone thinks that their opinion is correct, and they get very mad when someone challenges it. The plot of Night of the Living Dead starts off pretty quick. Barbara, played by Judith O'Dea, drives to a cemetery with her brother Johnny. While there, they are approached by a shambling man in tattered clothes. This is the first ghoul, or zombie, that the viewers are exposed to. Barbara flees to a farmhouse and finds more ghouls there, as well as half-eating people. It's here that we meet our male lead protagonist, Ben, played by Dwayne L. Jones. Ben arrives at the farmhouse, disperses the ghouls, and attempts to secure the farmhouse. Barbara is mostly in a state of shock throughout the movie, so she doesn't really say or help out much. We meet the rest of the cast as they emerge from the basement after Ben secures most of the house. Harry, one of the survivors from the basement, is quick-tempered and he really wants to do things his way. There's a lot of arguing between Ben and Harry, and before the group knows it, the farmhouse is overrun with ghouls. The cast spends the remainder of the movie fighting the ghouls and with each other. I will say that one thing this film does well is it doesn't give a clear answer as to why the dead are returning to life. The movie gives a few explanations, but it's largely left up to the viewer to piece things together. I mentioned earlier about people stating that this movie tackles a lot of social topics. Historians see this film as commentary on the Vietnam War, saying that the ghouls depicted the grotesqueness or carnage of the war. I mean, I don't know about all that. I'm just a simple guy, I just see zombies eating people. But to each their own. There's also the social commentary on race relations, with Dwayne Jones being cast as the lead actor and how he's portrayed in the movie. In 1968, it was apparently seen as controversial to have a lead black actor with a cast composed of mostly white actors. I believe I read somewhere that Romero said that it wasn't necessarily any, social commentary. It's just that Dwayne Jones had the best performance out of all the auditions. I have to agree with Romero on that one. I do think that Dwayne Jones was the best in this film and gave one hell of a performance. In addition to all that, Night of the Living Dead is apparently one of the first films in the splatter film subgenre. The type of subgenre film that focuses on violence and gore. And you can definitely see that throughout the movie. Unfortunately, Night of the Living Dead fell into the public domain, so there are a lot of terrible remakes out there. If you want to watch a good remake, then I highly recommend the 1990 Tom Savini remake of Night of the Living Dead. It stars Tony Todd and Patricia Tallman. Night of the Living Dead is the quintessential zombie film in my opinion. There's so much tension throughout the film as the actors try to survive the night that you're kept at the edge of your seat as the ghouls or zombies attempt to break into the farmhouse. Romero released several sequels to this film, although I don't believe they're necessarily directly connected, with the exception of the zombie apocalypse. I haven't seen all the Romero zombie films, but I will say that one of the sequels is my all-time favorite from the series. Tune in tomorrow to see my other favorite Romero zombie film.